Hey guys, it's Nikki. Welcome back to another song review. Today we're going to be listening to Christmas Truce by Sabaton. It was the winner of last week's poll. I will pop it in right here for you guys. In hindsight, I probably should have waited until December to put this in the poll just because it would be more fitting. But, you know, we all know somebody that has a Christmas tree up already. That is not me, but we all know somebody that does. And it was the winner of the poll, so that means you guys want to hear it. I know Sabaton typically has a war theme to their songs and tells stories about different things that have happened in history. So I'm assuming this one is no different, but we will look into the lyrics after we listen to the song. So let's pop our headphones on, turn it up, and here we go. Definitely a war theme going on. Oh my gosh.
Grenade! Grenade!
Come on, man. Wake up. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hannes! Come on!
Man, this is gonna be a heavy one.
Silence. Oh, I remember the silence on a cold winter day. After many months on the battlefield, and we were used to the violence, then all the candles went silent, and the snow fell. Voices sang to me from no man's land. We are all friends. And today we're all brothers, tonight we're all friends. Our moment of peace in a war that never ends. Today we're all brothers, we drink and unite. Now Christmas has arrived and the snow turns the ground white. Hear carols from the trenches, we sing a holy night. Our guns laid to rest on snowflakes. Our Christmas in the trenches, our Christmas on the front, far from home.
I'm just paying attention to the lyrics I'm focusing on this.
Madness.
The music is amazing as always.
We were hiding our tears in a foreign land where we faced our fears. We were soldiers, carried the war on our shoulders. For our nations, what are you doing? Is that why we bury our friends? We were all friends.
music has such an interesting sound to it. It's giving me like Trans-Siberian Orchestra vibes with the Christmas kind of sound to it. Could not imagine relaxing enough like that in the middle of a war.
We're all friends. A moment of peace in a war that never ends. Today we're all brothers. We drink and unite. Now Christmas has arrived and the snow turns the ground white. On Christmas on the front line we walk among our friends. We don't think about tomorrow. The battle will commence when we celebrate to Christmas. We thought about our friends, those who never made it home when the battle had commenced.
Definitely have to read about this to learn more. That was really good though. Have a lot of thoughts. Pay attention to the credits. I hope I didn't miss something. Sabaton group. Floor? Oh, at the end just there? Because I don't think that those vocals were happening throughout the song. Hold on a sec. Let me go back a second. Like right here. That's Floor, right? That's nuts. Yeah, ending credit vocals by Floor Jansen. I mean, the drummer is her husband. It makes sense, but that's really cool. Okay, so this song, oh my gosh. This might be my favorite Sabaton song yet. I really like this one. I liked, like I said, the music. I liked that it was the metal, but it had that Christmas background to it, the Christmassy sound. I said that it kind of reminds me of Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which I'm a huge fan of them as well. And it gave me that kind of vibe. And just the lyrics of the song and what the song is about. I mean, Christmas Truce, obviously, which we'll get to a deeper meaning of this in a second. But just listening to it, watching the video, reading the lyrics, it just has you thinking. I feel like most people would agree with this, where in most cases, when you have a war going on and there's two sides, you know, at the end of the day, soldiers are just humans as well. And whether you even agree or disagree with what you're fighting for, like, a lot of people are probably put in that position that don't want to be there and don't really agree with what they're fighting for necessarily. You know, they're put in these situations, and it's just like when they're looking at the picture of the family, and everybody's in that situation. You know, everybody has somebody at home probably that is waiting for them or worried about them, and they're all the same in that way, even though they're fighting against each other. And I feel like a lot of people don't really think about that too much. It's just like, this side is right, this side is wrong, or I agree with this side, or I agree with that side. And you don't think that it's just people. It's ugh. Yeah, this was a deep one. But let's look up what the song's about. I know last time Sabaton had a little just kind of write up on their website, so maybe they have that for this one too. Yes, they do. Okay, in an act of trust during World War I on December 24th, 1914, an unofficial Christmas truce was enforced on the Western Front. British and German soldiers united, mingled, and even played games together, a rare but magical moment of peace. And yeah, that's another thing I was going to say too, when they were showing them throwing the ball, and then it kind of gave the guy a flashback to like a grenade. I couldn't imagine like letting yourself enjoy anything when you're in that kind of situation, like literally right in it. And also I was thinking, just because this small group of soldiers, well, I don't really know how many, but just this group right there decided to do this doesn't mean that people in the distance know what's going on or agree with what's going on, what they're doing. So how do you ever know if you're actually safe and can actually enjoy anything for a moment? You know, that's another thing that popped in my head. I didn't say it at the time, but okay, let me see. When winter began and the temperature dropped, an increased lethargy was noticed by officers on both sides. Soldiers were literally sick of the worsening conditions of being constantly exposed to the cold, the rain, and the enemy guns. The aggressive policies put in place by high command to keep the infantry busy only made things worse. Patrolling through the nights, keeping watch over the parapets, throwing bombs and sniping at the enemy, it all seemed so futile. All it did was increase their own chances of getting killed. This led to a number of unofficial truces all over the front, a live and let live system. You let me sleep, I let you sleep. You don't fire on our latrines, we won't shoot up yours. Sometimes grenades were intentionally thrown to the side, or code words were exchanged signaling a coming bombardment. It was a basic, almost natural understanding that there were limits to war. The Champagne offensive began the week before Christmas. After a series of attacks and counterattacks, no man's land was littered once more with the bodies of the fallen. The overall mood inside the trenches was as terrible as the weather, with men up to their knees in mud and water. When the first incidents happened, German soldiers were heard asking about a ceasefire. Hands in the air, they indicated they wanted to go out and take care of the wounded in no man's land and bury the decaying bodies. The British agreed and went out to do the same. It was all spontaneous, but suddenly men were passing each other over the battlefield without firing a shot. In some cases, they even had a quick chat or shared a cigarette. Wow. Christmas Eve morning, the Christmas gifts arrived. Chocolates and sweets, cigarettes and tobacco, and hundreds of thousands of small packages and letters from home. This raised morale tremendously, but also magnified the feelings of homesickness and the desire for peace and a return to normal life. By evening, soldiers lit candles on the trenches. Some even set up small Christmas trees. The men sang all-time classics in English or German. Okay, for most devout Christians, Christmas was the most important day of the year. The celebration of the birth of Christ stood in many ways in stark contrast to the reality of the war itself. Around midnight, everything went eerily quiet. On Christmas morning, as the fog disappeared, the stillness remained. Instead of the crackling of rifles, men heard the chirping of birds. Everyone in the sector wondered what would happen next. A basic agreement was made. No one would fire unless fired upon. In some places where the ceasefire had indeed been arranged beforehand, further rules were set in place. First of all, if either side fired a shot with the intent to kill, the truce was immediately off. Action by artillery did not count, nor did it break the truce, as they had no control over the batteries for the rear of the trenches. If an order was given to open fire, they would shoot the first 3 rounds into the air to give the other side time to get in cover. If there were orders to expand a certain amount of ammunition this day, the machine gunners would waste ammo in the evening hours after a shrill warning signal. Neither side was allowed to erect barbed wire or repair their trenches during the truce. For a few hours, it was peace. There were, of course, some officers who went straight to HQ to report on this. I assume that. And plenty of men who did not take part. But overall, the mood was far from being hostile. It was this weird realization that the other side was just as human as their own. Yes, that's what I was saying. Like, just, you're all human. Like, I know it sounds very blunt and simple, and I feel stupid saying this, but like, nobody wants to die. Everybody that's in a war just wants to go home, to be with people at home. And that's just amazing that this is, it's just so weird that this is actually a real thing that happened. I can't even imagine it, especially in the world today with everything that's going on in the world all the time. I can't imagine that. Okay, the Christmas truce was a unique and rare moment in history. It was both spontaneous and to a certain degree foreseeable. Of course, this didn't happen everywhere. Hundreds of men still died, and parts of the front were as busy as every other day. But for those that experienced the truce, it was something they never forget. In some places it lasted a few hours, and in others it lasted to the next day, but it couldn't go on forever. As the news went up, the chain of command, generals on both sides were quick to snuff it out. Although the press back at home was quick to take up the story, censorship soon cracked down on its telling. The whole truce became taboo. Official history denied that it ever happened. It only lived on through the memories of those that had participated and who had shared the stories with those back home. That's kind of nuts. Which again, I don't know. That would be, oh my gosh. I couldn't imagine, like I said, this actually happening, but also ending the truce. Like, I know it would have to be ended, but it's just so weird to think about. That's crazy. Like I said, this song, even for the meaning alone, I think might be my favorite. But also the music and just the whole vibe of it. I really, really enjoyed this one. So thank you guys for suggesting this one. And yeah, as always, tell me what I should check out next. And I do actually have a request for you guys as well. If you want to, maybe leave me any kind of holiday themed songs. It doesn't have to be Christmas. It could be any holiday. Or it could be anti-Christmas if you want. If it's a holiday song, whatever. I'm going to switch Free for All Fridays to Festive Fridays in December. And I thought every Friday we can do some kind of holiday theme song. Like I said, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be Christmas specific, but festive in some way. That's all. And yeah, just something fun to do, some kind of theme. You guys know I love themes if you were around for Rocktober. So if you have any more like this that you think would be cool to check out, my husband told me that Ice Nine Kills has a Christmas theme song, so I feel like that should be thrown in there, but there's other weeks too that I'm going to need your advice on, so let me know that in the comments too. But yeah, I will end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a dark one, but it was also heartwarming at the same time. So yeah, thanks again for the suggestion. I really do appreciate it. I will see you guys on Wednesday for Nightwish. Again, continuing on with Floor sung us out. I believe that was her. I'm pretty sure. So she's singing us on to Wednesday with more Nightwish. I'll see you guys then. Bye.